Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. We've got round 6 of the Civics Unleashed for you boys tonight, and girls I suppose. The P1 race community then hosting this one again this week, so round 6 live from Nurburgring Sprint Circuit. So it's the GP circuit without forget all Nordschleife, it's none of that, but it's a short circuit version of Nurburgring GP circuit, so we'll have a look at that as we get in. So points wise, coming into round 6 tonight then, we've got Obi-Wan leading the way with 234 points, Mocking Weeks with 225 points in second, Manny in third with 193 points, we've got Tyre Slayer fourth with 181 points, Pilgrim fifth, we've got two drivers, joint fifth, Pilgrim and Apache both with 166 points. Captain Pugwash in at 7th with 142 points. We then have DMK Dazzler with 130 points in 8th. Dylan in 9th with 114 points. Skippy 10th with 111 points. Mulson in 11th with 89 points. We've got Bandali 12th with 68 points. Ice Champ 13th with 47 points. And Wrecking Ball Racing 14th place, 28 points. I can only see 9 drivers in the lobby tonight. There was 10. One's disappeared. Maybe he's back. We'll see. Right. So, plenty of stickers available, people. Hit me up, darksmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of those. No t-shirts anymore. All gone. But let's get ourselves in. Evening. How are we all doing? Sorry if you were looking for ring calf last night. I wasn't feeling too good, so I ditched that one out. But back tonight. So still in practice mode. Yeah, just 9 drivers in the lobby. We've got Fudder, Dylan, Dazzler, Apache, Pilgrim, Tyre Slayer, Mocking Weeks, Obi-Wan and Ricky J. There was a Geordie Shaw in the lobby, but not anymore. So Nurburgring Sprint then. Let's see if we can get perfect timing. Just hitting the start finish straight then. On board with Dylan. So first few turns stay as they are. Hard on the brakes into turn 1, down the hill, catch the little apex. Oh, let me turn the sound on. Blammo. There we go. Let me turn the sound on. Into the Mercedes arena then. So this stays as it is. They do like to run these things sideways. The Civics slide well. So this is where it changes then. Instead of it continuing on down here and turning left, we cut it short and we go right. Cut out the S's as well. And we have this little left-hander into the right-hander along the back straight up to the chicane, as per normal in terms of the Nurburgring GP circuit. Penalty zone on this back straight as well. Again, harsh places to have it, but you know, stop getting penalties, stop cheating. So which chicane? First one then, a bit tighter than the standard GP circuit chicane. Dylan almost getting caught out there, and then into the final turn as per usual. And there we go. So 3 15-minute sprint races is the format. No qualifying. Race 1 is as of championship positions. Did I get this right or wrong last week? enough of you, Dylan. Apache just parked up. Okay, race 1 literally about to start then. Mocking Week giving the go-ahead in the chat. Is that you on the horn there, Apache? Is that why it's getting ever slightly louder as you're getting closer and closer? Right, here we go then. Race 1. Oh, weather changed a bit as well. Nice and sunny here then at Nurburgring. 15 minutes here at this short sprint circuit. It held on the line for ages. Okay, lights go on now then. No false starts for anybody this week. Everybody gets away well. Dylan though gets the best start, holds that lead heading into turn 1. Apache late on the brakes, sticks one up the inside of Dazzler. Whether it's enough to stay in that position, not. Dazzler pushes out wide. Apache comes back up the inside though, not able to get him. Obi-Wan going for a move straight down the inside of Apache there as well, just seeing the gap wide open, left the brakes off, slid his way through. Okay, so Dylan way out front already, 1.5 seconds, sorry. Oh no, it's as of final race position last week then, is it? Must be. Dazzler in second then. Obi-Wan going for moves early on. Got himself through to third position. Apache then in fourth. Mocking Weeks through to fifth. Got Tire Slayer in sixth. Pilgrim 7th, having a little look at him, tiny bit of contact between those two. He's got the inside line coming through here, carrying the speed through as well. Pilgrim then takes 6th, Tire Slayer drops to 7th, Footer in 8th. Ricky J, who wanted to start at the back, is at the back. Far too much purple going on that car. Dylan then just deciding he's going to win this race in the first couple of laps. 3.2 seconds ahead of everybody else. And here they come down this start-finish straight then. Everybody else except Dylan. Dazzler holds on to the lead down there. Nobody close enough to make the slipstream work. Into turn 1. Obi. Oh! Mocking Weeks and Apache both deep through there. Pilgrim nearly getting past the pair of them. Having a little look around the outside of Apache coming into the Mercedes arena. Most disastrous for a pair of them then. Mocking Weeks then gets through to 4th, Apache 5th. Pilgrim 6 gets a shunt in the rear from Tire Slayer. Footer in 7th, oh sorry, that's Footer in 8th. Ricky J still hanging on in there, just a second back. Ooh, almost. Wasn't all of the road through there. So Dazzler hanging on to this second position. Obi-Wan right on his tail up this back straight. Starting to develop a little bit throughout the field. Everybody hoping Dylan bins it in this chicane. Obi getting a slightly better exit out of the chicane. Nothing great though. Not able to go for a move. Outbreaks Dazzler into this final turn. Can't get past him. Again, not close enough to use that slipstream coming down this straight. Mocking Weeks also in a similar position. One again closes up. Again, gap starting to open up here. Apache finds himself with a full 1 second penalty then. He's got that chicane wrong somewhere. He's going to have to lose that on that back straight. Almost running off track through there as well. He's got to be careful. Pilgrim's going to get that position off him if he stays there. Tire Slayer as well, a full second. Yeah, that's a big dent. A few corners to go yet though. Okay, battle for second, just about to be lost. Obi-Wan sticks one up the inside of Dazzler. Coming into that little cut through. Ooh, Dazzler runs himself a little bit wide through there. Stays on track though. Drops to third though. lose a lot of time to Obi. Now then, what can Obi do in the last, what have we got, 10.5 minutes? We'll try and close that gap down to Dylan. 2.8 seconds, so he hasn't lost a bit of time. Dylan's found himself, look at that, a full second penalty he's got. He's got a corner somewhere. That's going to definitely help Obi-Wan out. He's already closing up on him. 2.5, oh sorry, it's 2.8 now. That's well into third, then Mocking Weeks now right behind him. Slipstream range as well. We'll close up. Again, difficult down this start-finish straight, just not quite long enough to make that move. You've literally got to be pushing them around the exit at that final turn to make the move into this last one. Oh, again, Mocking Weeks just having to stay out wide a little bit to avoid shunting Dazzler. Pilgrim is through to 5th then. Tyre Slayer also through to 6th. Footer also gets through. Patchy, after losing that penalty, down to 8th from 5th. There's an absolute dent. Ricky J then still in 9th. Okay, heading towards this penalty loss zone. 2.6 seconds the gap at the minute. Let's stay on board with Obi-Wan. See how close Dylan ends up by the time they hit the chicane. Penalty being lost then. Obi at full tilt down this hill. It's going to be right on its tail by the time they hit the brakes. Battle on here then for first. He's back on. About to say, we wonder what Obi-Wan could do in the last few minutes to try and close up on Dylan. Dylan picking up penalties. He's making it easy for Obi-Wan. Still a second gap between them. And he's not going to want to keep that as it is. He'll want to open that up ASAP. Mocking Weeks then through to 3rd. Dazzler 4th. Getting the move down the back straight seems to work better than the start-finish straight. In that 5th position then, Tyre Slayer 6th. Again, big gaps developed. Footer in 7th, Patchy down to 8th. That penalty really putting a dent in his first race. Ricky J 9th, 3.9 seconds back. So this is where the race is really. I think there's a little battle still happening for 3rd and 4th between Dazzler and Mocking. Try and keep an eye on that. Let's just have a look at Mocking's rear windscreen as well. Look, Dark Smoker, number 1. Yep. .6. Obi will get a toe down here. We'll close up again by the time they come into this chicane. Closing up anywhere near as quickly as I thought. Oh, big amount of curve taken there by Dylan. He's got away without a penalty through there. There's a bit of traction through that final corner though. Keeps Obi-Wan right there, 0.7 of a second behind him. Big gap back to 3rd then, 5 seconds back to Mocking Weeks, who is still holding that 3rd position. Dazzler now finds himself with half a second penalty, so he's going to fall even further off the back of Mocking. He's only 1.3 seconds down. It'll end up being way over 2 seconds by the time he's finished losing that penalty. Pilgrim might be able to close up on him. Tyre Slayer a little bit too far back at the minute. Apache having a bit of a fight with Footer. He's just got himself back past Footer. Leaving a cone in the middle of the track as well. And Ricky J just falls a little bit further back. Oh, going in all the directions for Ricky J. A little bit deep and a little bit high for the Rickster. Back down this back straight, still not close enough to go for a move into the chicane. points then. Okay, Dazzler's already lost that penalty. He's not lost as much time as I thought. By the time they hit the chicane, it does creep over that 2-second mark. Yeah, I thought it would be. Oh, I just catch Mocking Weeks as he gets the chicane wrong, finds himself with a half-a-second penalty. It's going to bring Dazzler back into touching distance, really. Obi now struggling to just stay with the pace of Dylan. 10 minutes into the first race, 5 minutes remaining. Tyre wear looking good on the mediums, only mediums and hards to be used. A bit more wear on Dylan's tyres than there is on Obi's. Whether that affects him in the last 5 minutes, I doubt very much. I think Mockin's got enough time between himself and Dazzler to lose that half-second penalty and stay ahead of him. Battle is just up the front then, really. Don't think Apache's close enough to Tyre Slayer to close that gap up either. Ricky J with his sideways and jumping action falls a little bit further back. These two go round again then. Dylan still leads though. The gap a little bit smaller this time. It's just below half a second between Dylan and Obi. Seem to gain time on Obi through that chicane though. Cuts a lot of that corner. It's keeping him ahead. He's just got to be careful. If he goes a little bit too deep on that, he's going to pick up a penalty. That is probably going to dent him. So still a full second between these two. Mocking Weeks lost that penalty and stayed ahead of Dazzler as predicted. Again, just about 3 seconds in between everybody else on circuit, apart from maybe Ricky J, who's a little bit further back. Oh, struggling to get that thing pointing in the right direction through the chicane. Obi got to try again then, still 3/4 of a second behind him. Dylan leading. A little bit wide through there. Tyres might just be hurting a little bit on Dylan's car now. Slightly more worn on his car than they are on Obi's. Got 3 minutes of racing left as well. That puts us to about 2 laps after this one. Time to start flashing the lights and beeping the horn here, Obi. Back at 0.6 then. Closes up again into the chicane, but again Dylan cutting all sorts of lines through that one. Making about 0.3 of a second again on Obi round there. He's a little bit quicker through that final turn, Obi, this time. Already at 0.5 as they hit turn 1. It's going to be a good push to the end. These two still not quite close enough to go for any kind of move, not without a mistake from Mockin. That's where it's closing up a little bit. That was 1.3, it's down to a second already. Out on his own, 5 seconds behind Dazzler, 3.2 ahead of Tyre Slayer. Tyre Slayer another 2.6 ahead of Apache. He's got another nearly 5 seconds on Footer, and Ricky J, that car won't stay on the ground sometimes, 31 seconds down. Still at it then, these two, still 3/4 of a second between them. I don't think tyre wear is going to play that much of an impact in this final lap either. took a little bit of time on Obi through that chicane this time, but I think Obi kind of followed his line. Gap back up to 0.8 then as we start this. It will be final lap. 30 seconds left on the race timer. So Mockin will see another lap, as will Dazzler. So will Pilgrim. 20 seconds remaining. Tyre Slayer also will get another lap. Probably everybody except, oh no, it looks like Footer's slowing down. He's waiting for the timer to tick over. Ricky J is not going to see another lap here, but the gap has closed massively between Dylan and Obi on this final lap. There it is then. Timer ticks over. Final lap gets displayed at the top left. These two. Dylan's led from the start, but once Obi was able to chop his way through the field, that little mistake from Dylan causing him to slow down to lose that penalty has brought Obi back into it, but he's managed to stay ahead lap after lap. That's smaller than it ever has been coming into the chicane, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think. Not enough corners or track left. Oh no, Obi's got a big kick on the way through the chicane as well, which has almost caught him out. And it is going to be Dylan that takes the win. And he does cross the line then. It was well fought by Obi. Unlucky on that last little chicane. Kind of looked like he was pressing for a bit of a drag race down the start finish line. But second it is. Mocking Weeks then comes home in third. Dazzler takes fourth. Pilgrim will come home in fifth. That Civic a wobble across the line. Tyre Slayer taking sixth, Apache seventh. Footer did wait for that timer to tick over, so comes home in eighth, and Ricky J takes ninth. There is race one done and dusted. Dylan on that top spot. Doesn't look like getting Geordie back. He didn't reappear for race the start of race 2, and he's not here now, so Geordie Shaw not reappearing. So 2 more races coming up. Again, only hards and mediums can be used in this series. It does make these cars a little bit slidier around the corners. If you're watching last week's race, I think they were pretty much sideways all the way around it, apart from the sort of very straight bits. 21:28, 5 minutes of yapping. Okay. I don't know. Close that down, I don't need that. How are we all doing anyway, people? You all good? So can Dylan snatch another one? What can Obi do? Reverse grid for race 2? Should get sticky notes. Yeah, it's a shame. Shame there's less, not as many drivers in this week as there usually is. This short little punchy track, I think, would have made some good racing if it was full. And it's about time GT7 you opened these lobbies up. 16 drivers, really? Really? Come on now. That's not enough. Imagine like 28, 30 odd drivers on a track. Or more. You could do proper Nurburgring Nords with the GT3s and the GT4s all ripping around at the same time. You could do a full sheboying of that. That would be phenomenal. But no, 16 maximum. Useless. Should be able to get way more than that. I can't see why it's so difficult. Can't be that difficult to stick more players into a lobby. I mean, I don't know what the limits are in other games, but I know some of the first-person shooters, it's massive. This is obviously way smaller in terms of map size and processing power to get more people on this side. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, about a minute left till race 2 then. Again, another 15 minutes here at Nurburgring Sprint Circuit. You may see drivers opt in for the different tyre. They might be going for the hard tyre, possibly. We'll see. But only hards and mediums to be used in this one. Did they have any? I don't think they had any weather. Random, so probably not. Especially in 15 minutes. Probably not going to alter too much. Alright, here we go then. Race 2 just about to get underway. Give me the option. Weather radar, look at that. Never clicked that before, amazing. Right, here we go then, race 2 just about to kick off. It's as of race 1 final positions. Now Obi's right behind him. What can Dylan do? Can he escape again? Can he take the win in race 2 as well, or is Obi going to put the hammer down and take it off him? Down towards turn 1 they go then. Dylan holds onto it for the time being. And he's staying defensive over to the inside for the first turn. Mocking Weeks trying to look around the outside of it through there. Getting a good start, making his way past Dazzler. Dazzler moves down the order a position. Tyre Slayer 6, Apache 7th, Mickey J in 8th. Footer Engineering, what's happened on the hard tyre? Probably got turn 1 all wrong. And there goes Obi for the move on P1 Dylan. So both drivers on the hard tyre. But they've both, through that battle, have left the door wide open. It's almost 4 wide coming into this next turn. Left the door wide open for Mocking Weeks to have a little look up the inside of the pair of them, and he's got through. Almost 4 wide they were, 3 wide coming into that turn. Dylan and Obi-Wan just getting his nose squeezed in between the pair of those two. Going for totally different lines then. Dylan and Mocking Wheats coming up to the chicane. Dylan got the inside line. And he scoots his way through. Putting his car in the right position then, Dylan. Mocking Wheats second then. Obi now third. Pilgrim fourth. Tyre Slayer fifth. Apache sixth. Ricky J through to seventh. Dazzler down to eighth. He's got something wrong somewhere. Footer now on his tail after getting turn one wrong. The drivers opting for the hard tyre in race two then. Weeks right behind Dylan through turn one. On here then. Dylan leading, Mocking second, Obi in third. Oh, Mocking gets drifted out wide this time. Obi decides to have that second position back off him. Didn't leave the door open long enough for Pilgrim to have a go. He is now that chase car back on the tail end of Dylan. He's got a lot longer to have a go at him now if he can stay in this position. Again, he has got these drivers to contend with now. Right in his slipstream, heading down this back straight towards the chicane. Let's just jump back on board. Mocking Weeks tries to hook the slipstream. Pilgrim goes for a different line. Stay as they are almost. Pilgrim gets a good exit out of the chicane, has a little think about the inside line on Mocking. Mocking sees it coming, goes to the inside himself. Makes Pilgrim work round the outside. Gives back, goes for the switch up. Not quite able to do it. Will he go for the dive into turn one? Will Mocking be fully aware of that? He is already pulling over to that right hand side, look. Just lets the brakes off around turn one. Rolls it round the outside of Mocking, drops himself into that third position then. Mocking now fourth. Tyre Slayer still fifth. Top four starting to pull a bit of a gap then. Apache in at sixth, 1.7 seconds behind him. Ricky J still holding that seventh position. Dazzler 2.3 seconds behind him. Footer another 1.2 seconds back in at ninth. Why Pilgrim was able to get his car to travel quite so quickly. Stayed on the mediums for race two. Brake later, turn sharper, accelerate quicker, everything than the drivers in front and behind of him if they're on the hards. Oh, not if he does things like that though, and the rear end's let go on him coming around that turn. He's got to come back onto the track safely as well. Drops back to sixth then Pilgrim. Commentator's curse kicks in again. Okay. That leaves the top three having a little bit of a battle. 3 seconds in between them all. Sorry, 2 seconds in between them all. Oh, Mocking Weeks getting a lift off there. Someone taking out a cone. I think a few drivers are hitting that one. Hey. Hopefully now it's off track and out of the way. Obi right at the rear end of Dylan. Falls off these pair a little, 1.7 seconds back to him. Bit of work for him to do then if he wants to get back onto the rear end of these two. There we go again then, 6 minutes in. Dylan and Obi in exactly the same position they were in the last 5 minutes of race one. What can Obi do this time? Again, both on the same tyre. Again, this race, both on the hard tyre. Again, Dylan just seems to make up a little bit of time through that chicane. Cuts a lot more of the second part of the corner. Definitely works for him. Pilgrim trying to get his way back through the field then after that indiscretion, shall we say, through the chicane. So he's back past Apache, now chasing down Tyre Slayer. Dazzler has got his way back past Ricky J as well, into 7th for him. Ricky J in 8th. Footer still 1.2 seconds behind him, but I'm sure he'll be able to make that gap come down. And these two. Mockin falls a little bit further back, no slipstream or anything for him down these straights. Maybe a little mistake as well, so that gap's grown quite big to 3 seconds. Still way ahead of Tyre Slayer, full 4 seconds back to him. Pilgrim now right on his tail on those mediums. Driver dismissed then for Pilgrim. Now can he get his way back onto the rear end of Mockin Weeks, retake that position and regain his 3rd position where he crashed at this particular corner. Dropped himself to 7th. We'll see. I hope he doesn't blow those mediums out too early as well in the chase down for Mockin. 3.5 seconds to gap in front. Dylan opened that gap up a little bit. It was 1.2 seconds just as it came out of turn 1. It's just dropped back to 0.6 of a second, so maybe a little mistake by Dylan, not sure. Again, he's managing to just stay ahead of Obi-Wan. Gap at half a second though. Letting those tyres squeal around these corners. Maybe the difference between the win and the loss. Probably a little less wear on Obi's tyres. Yeah, a tiny bit. But maybe you can let it go a bit. Maybe it's maybe that's the reason you're not able to get past. It's only 15 minutes. Blow the hards, mate. Blow them. So 5.5 minutes left of race 2. Dylan defending again. Oh, Obi taking an awful lot of curb through there. Gets away without a penalty. Falls out of that slipstream range on this start-finish straight. Weeks falls a little bit further back as well. 5.6 seconds. Pilgrim is slowly closing up on him. Made up 2 seconds on Mockin Weeks with those medium tyres. Should last easily long enough to the end of the race. He should easily, by that point, have got himself past Mockin Weeks. I think 5 minutes remaining then. Tyre Slayer still 5th, Apache 6th. 1.3 seconds between those two. Dazzler just another 2 seconds behind Apache. Ricky J back into 8th and Footer now closing up on him. Time yo-yos between the front two again, down to 0.9 of a second. Keep an eye on Pilgrim though. Makes up almost another second on Mockin already. Probably will be by the time they come out of the chicane. He's about 1.7 actually. We'll see though. Still a few minutes left for Pilgrim to make this work for him. 1.5 seconds the gap between him and Mockin. Falling even further. Getting a good exit out of that final turn then. So Dylan's opened that gap up front a little bit more. 1.6 seconds now between him and Obi. That might be the finishing blow for Obi in race 2. We'll see though, anything is possible. We've seen drivers spinning off for kind of no reason. Pilgrim is definitely getting a lot closer to Mockin, the gap down to less than a second. Half a second between them. Still half a second, just under. Well within tow range then, coming up this back straight. Not sure he's going to be able to make the move before the chicane. Mockin's already dipped over to that inside line just to let Pilgrim know he sees him. They've got to do it all again. Expecting Pilgrim to possibly get the move done down there, but not to be just yet. Closer again now though. See what's happening up front. The gap opened up a tiny bit more, but Dylan finds himself with a little bit of a penalty on. Half a second. It's going to put a little bit of a dent in that lead, but it's enough for Obi to get that position off him. Oh, going to see another lap or two after this. These two are bumper to bumper then, coming into the Mercedes arena. Seeing in his rear view mirror at the minute. A big hooning red bumper of a Pilgrim. Sticking well within that slipstream range. Or brake a little bit later than Mockin, hence the tiny bump through there. Can accelerate a little bit better as well. Come on, give me a different camera angle. There we go. Oh, Pilgrim. Getting pushed wide through that turn. Both drivers compromised a little bit through that little complex there, but the gap stays as it is, half a second between them. Again, loads of curb being taken by some of these drivers. BDSMI, was that just popped up in the chat? So battle still on here for first, it's definitely on here for third as well. Mockin going defensive, heading down towards turn 1, not allowing Pilgrim to slot one up the inside. Goes a little bit defensive into turn 1. Has that slowed down his exit? No. Fends off a Pilgrim again for another couple of corners. We are into final lap now though, so it's now or never for a lot of these drivers. Ricky J just crosses the line, takes 8th. Looks like Footer's come home in 9th. Yes, they have. Last ditch effort then for Obi and Pilgrim here. Pilgrim's all over Mockin Weeks with those faster tyres. Just can't seem to find the space to get through. To this long back straight now then. What has Pilgrim got? Gets closer. Mockin Weeks goes defensive. Tries to hold it round the outside. It's not going to work through there. Going to be a drag race down to the line. Has a little look of the inside through that final turn. We already see Dylan cross the line to take first. Obi-Wan coming home in second. Mocking Weeks will take third. There it goes. Pilgrim does take fourth. Tyre Slayer fifth. Battle behind. That is Apache that just takes sixth. Dazzler seventh. And we have already had Ricky J and Footer across the line. There they are, race 2 results. I don't think we looked at race 1 results, but never mind. Dylan on that top spot then. Obi second, Mocking third, Pilgrim fourth, Tyre Slayer fifth, Apache sixth, Dazzler seventh, Ricky J in eighth, and Footer all on his own in ninth. Okay, race 3 left to go, another 15 minutes. Same thing, but if you haven't used the hard tyre, now you've got to use the hard tyre. It was BDMSI, what you talk about, and then Oi Oi Savaloy, BDMSMS. Come on. Is he racing? Don't know whether you're allowed to stay in the room, BDSMSI. He's not got a Civic yet, at least. So he certainly can't race for the time being. He has got a Honda Civic. I still don't know whether he's allowed to race. He certainly isn't one of the regular drivers. And I know we were asking if Geordie Shaw could race earlier, so he came and went. But we don't know who BDSMS is. Well, I don't anyway. Well, we'll see. Next race starts at 21:50, so 2 minutes. We'll know one way or the other, won't we? Whether somebody knows him or not. Is he on track? Yes, he is. Driving, shall we? You will probably have to start from the back, my friend. I would think, anyway. Could be wrong though. But nobody's kicked him out yet, so I assume he's racing for the last one. That's it, 21:50. He's still not been kicked out. So we're probably going to get the shout off Mocking in a second. looking like we're going to have 10 drivers for the last race. Okay, so it is set up a reverse grid as of previous race positions. Obviously with BDSMSI joining the lobby, they've put him at the back anyway. Everybody, I think, when they were in the lobby had hard tyres on. It was just BDSMSI that was on the mediums, but we'll see what happens. But the radar still looks good. Okay, final race of the evening then. Footer is going to lead us out, followed by Ricky J. You may see these two peel off to the outside just to let the rest of the drivers through. I don't know though, they might try and race it out. Lights go on then. Everyone gets away well. Ricky J's already pulled over. Taking the racing line, he's giving it a go in this last one, why not? Oh, he's catching the cones though, that's not going to help him. Okay, so Apache has gotten through to the lead of the race. Dazzler has taken second. Oh, Obi-Wan's already through to fourth position. Dylan's followed him through to fifth. Pilgrim sixth. Tyre Slayer seventh. BDSMS in eighth. Rocking Weeks in 9th and Ricky J in 10th. Whoa, BDSMSI goes far too deep through there, ends up at the back of the field. Again, on that medium tyre, so we'll be a little bit quicker than some of these drivers. So Apache still holds that lead then. Dazzler second, Obi into third, Dylan right on his rear bumper in fourth. Footer in fifth, Pilgrim behind him in sixth. Not anymore. Footer just letting off the brakes, I think, allowing those faster drivers to go through. Ah, I hear tyres squealing. It's a BDSMSI. He's carried far too much speed through to the chicane. Almost getting tangled up with the Ricky J there. Oh my God, there's somebody off in the background as well. Who's that? Mocking Weeks off in the back? No. It's Tyre Slayer drops himself to 10th then. Not sure. Oh, he's got front end damage. I don't know if there was contact between. Oh, there's a little bit of damage on Mocking Weeks' car. Whether that's got anything to do with it, I don't know. Whether he just ended up getting tangled up in it. Actually leads then. Obi-Wan gets promoted into second position. Dazzler stays in third. Dylan fourth. Pilgrim now right behind him in fifth. Mocking Weeks through to sixth. Footer seventh. There is BDSMS in eighth. Ricky J in ninth. Tyre Slayer 10th. And what can he do to get back into this race? Third place about to be taken here. Dylan having a look at Dazzler for that one. He's got the inside line through there. Should carry the speed up to the chicane. Dazzler could be brave here and outbrake him. He doesn't. Dylan goes through then, takes that third. Dazzler now fourth. Pilgrim right on his tail for fifth. Mocking Weeks has got his way onto the rear end of this pile at the front. And carve his way through the field as well. We'll see Footer having a little race of his own at the minute. BDSMS in 8th. Whoa, cone there being clipped by Ricky J and Tyre Slayer, I think. Those three stay as they are as that cone finds its way back onto the track. Apache, oh my God, Apache getting it all wrong through turn 1. Catching a cone as well. So Obi-Wan goes through to take race lead. Dylan takes second. Dazzler almost had third off of Apache. Managed to regain a bit of gravity at some point to get that thing back on the ground. Dazzler forward, Pilgrim right behind him, Mockin right behind him as well. Dazzler having a little look round the outside of Apache. Pilgrim's seen the door wide open, thought I'll have the pair of you if I can. Not quite able to get past anybody though. Side by side with Dazzler into that turn. Again, having to go defensive is Dazzler. Mockin carrying the speed out of there as well. Be absolute chaos here. Could be. Oh, a little bit of contact. Pilgrim has run itself deep. Oh, it is chaos. It is chaos. 3 deep coming into the chicane is never going to work out. It's like Dazzler. He's trying to stay out of the way now. Allow Mockin and Pilgrim to go through. So Dylan just about to take the lead of the race. Izzy, Obi-Wan got the inside line into turn 1. Dylan going to try and cut back up the inside and then to the outside into the Mercedes arena, but Obi wise to that one. Now has a little look to switch back up the inside into the exit of the Mercedes arena, but that does give Obi still the inside line coming into this next turn. Can Dylan go for a run at him down towards this little cut through? Obi-Wan was aware he was going to have a go at him, so he tucked himself over to the inside line early on. Obi-Wan having to press this Civic then, stay ahead of Dylan. Have a look at Dylan's, Obi's tyres, exactly the same amount of wear on them at the minute. Yeah, that slipstream just not working up this back straight. That's where Dylan's making up all the time on everybody. Again, Obi dips over to that inside line. Dylan goes for the switchback. Can he carry the speed? Again, Obi wise to that one, gets himself back over in front, starts to peel over to that right hand side. Dylan carrying the speed, he's found a little bit of a gap here, he's got his nose up the inside coming into turn 1. Still side by side on the exit, great bit of driving from Obi to hang on to the lead through there. Pilgrim and Mockin Weeks have got themselves through to 3rd and 4th, and as Pilgrim just goes for a switch up the inside of Mockin Weeks, takes 3rd, Mockin Weeks 4th, then Apache in 5th, Dazzler 6th, but with a half a second penalty. Fuller in 7th, BDSMS in 8th, Ricky Jane 9th, Tyre Slayer still 10th. Everybody's struggling a little bit with these hard tyres. Second in it between the top 2 then. As we've seen, the slipstream doesn't come into effect very well. Apache hanging on to the rear end of Mockin Weeks as he hunts down Pilgrim for that 3rd position. It's been a real good battle between these 3. Dazzler as well involved for a little bit, just loses that penalty though, drops out of that battle for the time being. Footer a little way out as well, so having a lonely race at the minute. BDSMS, I think, just staying ahead of these 2, or maybe not so much anymore, due to the medium tyres he's got on board. But yeah, running off track's not going to help you. J and Tyre Slayer get past the BDSMS then. Obi continues to fend off Dylan. Just over the halfway mark of race 2 then. Race 3. Can Dylan get all 3 wins tonight though? Is he just holding off? Is he just hanging around in the background? And then last couple of laps he's going to go for a stomp on Obi. What do we think? .3 of a second behind him. Taking big amounts of curve through there. Closes right up on Obi-Wan. Now goes for a little look up the inside. Tries to make Obi dip up the inside. Again, another good exit there from him. Obi's wise to his moves again though. Dips to the inside for another lap here. Dylan now got the inside line, just lined that one up from a long way back. The inside line through this next part of the Mercedes arena as well. Obi not able to keep a wing up the inside through there. He does have a little go through here though. No, has he? No, not quite been able to get a wing up the inside. Not able to cut back up the inside either through there, Obi. With another little look around the outside into this left-right combo. Now almost gets his wing up the inside there. Now then, is Dylan just going to disappear? Or is Obi going to find something in this race to get back past him? Couldn't do it in race 2. Just wasn't able. Dylan just pulled a little bit of time on him every lap through that chicane. He's just done it through there as well from .3 to .7. Carries so much more speed through there. Pilgrim then through into 3rd position. Big gap back to Locking Weeks as well. 2.7 seconds back in 4th. Apache another 2 seconds behind him in 5th. Dazzler in 6th, just a second back. Footer 5 seconds back in 7th. Time Slayer through to 8th then. Ricky J 9th. BDSM still chasing him down in 10th. Hopefully not causing anyone any chaos, BDSM. Okay, 12 minutes in. Dylan has got the lead of this race. Pulling another 10th or 2 over Obi-Wan. Oh no, Yo-Yo's back down to .7. Only about 2 laps left for Obi to make that move back on him. Hard, but that gap's even bigger when they come onto this back straight. Dylan will only make up a little bit more time as they go through the chicane. Maybe only a 10th or 2, but it's enough. It's a big jump, 0.4 of a second from 0.7 to 1.1 just through that chicane alone. Just cuts so much more of the corner off than the other drivers. Risky though, again it's easy to pick up a penalty through there. Minutes into this last race then. Pilgrim in 3rd, Mocky Weeks 4th. Got a battle for 5th going on. Dazzler and Apache side by side for that one. Dazzler should have the advantage coming into turn 1. Oh, a little bit of contact between Dazzler and Apache. Apache turning in way too early by the looks of it. Slayer 7th then. Footer's made a big mistake somewhere. He's now in 8th with a big chunk of penalty. The SMS is back past Ricky J, but Ricky J hot on his tail. Gets back up the inside down there as well. Is it too late for Obi now? Is that gap just too much for him to bring down a full second between them? We'll see another lap after this one. Okay, looks like Obi-Wan followed him through that time. Made up a attempt on him, actually. Tyre looking very similar between the two of the guys as well. So that's not going to come into play in this final lap. So Pilgrim 7 seconds behind the top two. He's got a Mocking Weeks 1.7 seconds behind him, but I don't think he's closing up enough. Plus he's got a half a second penalty he's got to lose. Dazzler is through to that fifth and quite well through as well. He's got a full second now between himself and Apache. Again, it's not over till it's over. Tyre Slayer has crossed the line and taken the first of the positions, then comes home in 7th. Footer takes 8th. Wait for BDSM and Ricky J to take 9th and 10th. J just slinging one up the inside of BDSM there. And why not? 9th place for him then, 10th for BDSM. Just wait for top 6 to make their way around then. Dylan is looking good for all 3 wins here tonight then. Unless it goes terribly wrong in the next 3 corners, which I can't see that happening. Not unless he picks up a second penalty through here. That wouldn't matter even if it was half a second penalty. He has got away with it again, cutting that one, and it is going to be Dylan that takes all 3 wins here tonight. He's gone for the triple crown. No, Dylan then, 3 out of 3, taking the win in race 3 as well. Obi coming home in 2nd. Fought well, Obi, just wasn't enough. Those Jedi forces need some work to beat a Dylan. Pilgrim coming home in 3rd. Mocking Weeks backwards for 4th. Dazzler taking 5th. And Apache coming home in 6th. Had already seen everybody else cross the line. There it is then. Round 6 of the Civics Unleashed, done and dusted. Oh, this chair, oh my god, this chair. So yeah, that's it. That's it for another round of the Civics. Let's have a look. Oh, that's not what I meant to be doing. That's what I meant to be doing. Those final results. There he is then again at the top, Dylan. 3 out of 3 tonight. Obi-Wan 2nd, Pilgrim 3rd, Mocking Weeks 4th, Dazzler 5th, Apache 6th, Tyre Slayer 7th, Footer in 8th, Ricky J 9th, and BDSMSI in 10th. That is your positions for the final race. Thanks, Mocking. I am. Yeah, that's it for tonight's racing. I am back on Friday night for the final round of the GTTCC. And don't forget, it's the Race of Champions the following week on the Friday night after that as well. So I believe that's the top 2. Might be top 3 from every championship. No, I was yesterday. I'm all right today. Hear the voice, Dukes? Doesn't sound quite as it usually is. But yeah, back on Friday for GTTCC, back again on Saturday night, although it was meant to be last night and I didn't do it because I was a bit poorly. Back for Ringcaf on Saturday night, and again, same time, same place next week, 9 o'clock for round 7 of the Civic. So 2 more rounds of this, 2 more weeks of this, 1 more week of GTTCC, and then obviously we follow up with the Race of Champions for that one. And outside of that, that's it for the time being. It'll just be Ringcaf that continues on the Saturdays, unless I'm not here, obviously. But that's it for tonight. I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Most of all, what I want you to do is tell your mates and tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.